A draw last time out. How are the boys feeling after the weekend?
Yeah, look, everyone coming in good spirits today. You know, a tough game away at Southend, but yeah, probably watching it back and talking about it on the day. It's probably a game of two halves. We was really good first half, and obviously there was good second half, and we found it harder to get out in the second half. But yeah, look, all in all, lots of positives to take from it. A few things could have gone in our favour. You know, obviously the one that hit the underside of the goalie and went up to the crossbar. And I also didn't really talk about it after the game, but I thought a massive moment in the game was in the 19th minute when one of my ex-players, Cab Miley, who I think is a top lad, took Killy out, and it was a bad challenge watching it back. Really bad. Luckily that, you know, it didn't end in a red card for him and an injury for Hilly, but I think that would have been a big moment in the game, and it would have been, he would never have meant to do it, but I think the ref being there on the day probably should have seen how bad a tackle that was. So going down to 10 men might have changed the game as well for us, but look, all in all, lots of positives to take out of the game. Second half we had to really defend well as a group because they did put us under lots of pressure. That was excellent second half, really good, put us on the back foot, but we stuck in it. Els pulled off a couple of good saves, some good blocks. Yeah, and then we come away with a point and yeah, share the spoils and get ready for Tuesday now.
During Saturday's game, both Johnson and Eastman were forced off early. Are there any further updates you can provide on their fitness?
Yeah, so Jono felt something in his quad. I know, I think they probably spoke about it on TV, and probably the ones watching maybe thought he was unwell, but it wasn't. I know it wouldn't have been a good thing to be unwell, but it would have been a short-term thing if it was any sort of sickness or not feeling too good. It wasn't that. He felt something in his quad, so he'll certainly miss tomorrow and probably, you know, the next game, and then we'll just have to reassess from there. And Tom Eastman obviously felt his hamstring as well, and with Eastie, because he did it against Gateshead earlier in the season, we probably left him on too long that day, and it really made him be out for weeks and weeks. As soon as we knew that Eastie had done something, we had to get him off. Normally you'd probably have tried to get to half time and make a decision then, but we took him off in the 44th minute or whatever it was because we were worried about him. So he's another one that he'll certainly miss tomorrow and the weekend, and then we'll just reassess from there with him as well. Still early days, it's only a couple of days since the game, but yeah, look, we're definitely going to be without both tomorrow.
Yesterday marked a year since you took over here at Birmingham. How do you reflect on your time here so far?
Yeah, look, some really good moments, some tough moments. It's been hard. It's been you know, there's been certainly some tested moments along the way for myself and the supporters to back me and to back the team. But I just feel like we've made some real good strides in recent weeks and months. I feel like there is a real connection now between the players and the fans, which I spoke about wanting to create when I come back. I knew how important the support was going to be because I felt it myself as a player. So when that connection between the players and the fans is there, it's a special place to be, and I certainly feel like that's been happening in the last however many games it is, because they've seen what the boys have been doing from on the pitch. Our fans are, you know, they know football, they know when boys are trying their hardest, they know when they can see good things from, and I feel like that's what they're seeing. So it's my job to make sure that keeps getting better. Yeah, it feels crazy that it's been a year. It's gone really quickly actually, but just looking ahead, you know, I try not to look too much behind now. I'm really grateful that it's been a year, so I've had that time to sort of bed in, but sort of know what I need to do between now and the end of the season to try and get some positive results, some positive victories, and then look to build again. That's got to be the process. You know, we've gone through a lot of things on the field and off the field. I know it got released last week, but it's amazing that the club have backed me in trying to get us into a new training facility. May and Baker was amazing. I had some great times there with my ex-teammates, and it's been a fantastic base for us to have over the last how many years. But the facility at Parslow Park is first class. There's pitches, gym for the boys to use. Yeah, just for analysis that we can do in the rooms that are there. Just look, everything we need. So it's been a real massive step forward, and the club backing me to do that's been amazing. And we've just been downstairs for lunch with Sandy as well, making sure that we've got things like that so the boys can prepare and look after themselves. You know, they're two massive things that I wanted to get sorted when I first come in, but I want to do more. I want next part of it is moving forward, building the club, is better structures behind them things, make sure the youth team's better, because I'm big on that. I want to see the youth team doing really well in FA Youth Cups and stuff like that, but the only way I can help to build them things is by getting victories and performances on the pitch. So I realise I've got to get victories on a Saturday or Tuesday to try and build this club and leave it in a really, really good place whenever the time is that I'm not here anymore. So a year in, we've done lots, but still lots and lots to do.
The long trip north to Gateshead faces you at the last tomorrow. What can we expect from them?
Yeah, look, they're a fantastic football team. in and around that playoff picture. Shows they've been doing things really well this season. Had a change of management, but internally it was a promotion, so the message would have been the same. The idea of playing has still been the same. And look, they've got some real good threats against us earlier in the season. Like Hal spoke again about Southend, they caused us a lot of problems. They were really good third day of the season when we played them at home. So we've got to show that we're in a better place now. There, go into them and play them, and you know, we're going to be really respectful of what they do, but also, you know, try and go there and play the way we do and try and bring home the 3 points. It's going to be a long journey, a tough journey, but anyone that's come to support us, I can't thank them enough, because I know how far it is. Anyone that's coming to support us tomorrow. And our job is to try and go there and get a positive result so we can get back on the road and get back down home, ready for the weekend, another big game coming up at home. So really focusing in on tomorrow, respectful of them, but trying to go there and get a positive victory.